Okay, so good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. My name is Jonathan, and I'm currently an entrepreneur. I've been in the business for the last 2 to 3 years. A little bit about me: I've just graduated from my bachelor's degree in biomedical engineering in Bandung University of Technology. Many of you might have known it as ITB in Bandung, and yeah, it was a very wonderful time. And right now I'm being an entrepreneur, not working as an employee or whatsoever. I'm dedicating my life full time in business. So why I am making this video? First of all, I plan to do this in Indonesian because it's much more understandable for most people, but somehow I choose to talk about this in English, so hopefully my pronunciation is good enough, and hopefully it is easily understandable for many of you guys. This is like 11, that's 11:30 p.m. here in Bandung, and I'm just thinking like about a topic that might be relevant with most of us, especially if you're Gen Z and you are nearing your graduation, or you are already graduated from university and currently are looking for jobs, looking for your opportunity in your master's, in PhD or whatsoever. Whatever you're doing out there, you're seeking for opportunities for it. This topic might be relevant for you. So I really want to discuss about like why Gen Z is being framed as hard to understand, why most people see that we are very hard to comprehend. We are selfish, we are, what else, we are incompetent, we are impatient, we are lazy. I'm having some connections with human resources staffs in some companies, and some of my friends who are already working right now, they're also working as HR, and they tell me a lot about how hard it is to understand Gen Z in work field. And this is like a common topic, I'm sure you have heard it, but the hard thing about it is why it happens, like why people think that Gen Z is hard to understand, right? There's a lot of factors, but this afternoon I've just have a very fruitful discussions with my aunts. Aunts means tante in Indonesia, and these aunts are amazing. One of them is like working for a ministry, or like a company who distributes donation from many countries abroad to churches in Indonesia. Churches means gereja, so they distribute those donations to Indonesia. So this on, like the first one, works a lot with so many Indonesians, especially those in rural areas who needs help, especially financial help. And the other one was a very successful finance manager, or even finance director at a very reputable company in Indonesia. So both of them work with a lot of people. They lead people, and they are quite aware of how Indonesia works, especially nowadays, considering they lead youth also, like including Gen Z. And we've had like a 2 to 3 hours discussion, and they told me a lot, like about how selfish Gen Z is, how hard it is to teach Gen Z how to do this and that. Like, why is it so hard to make Gen Z know that something is wrong and something is right? Like, they try to teach like their staff on like how to do the SOP well, how to do the standard of procedure well, how to do your job well, how to finish your task on time, how important it is to be disciplined, or how important it is to be committed, how easy it is. If you communicate well, then most of your jobs can be finished faster and better. Those easy things, and yet it is very hard. Like, it is very hard for people to understand, and that's why it is hard for them to like work with Gen Z. So they ask me, like, because I'm an entrepreneur, I'm working with a lot of partners who are now Gen Z. Shout out to you guys who are watching these videos. If you are already partnering with me, you know my flaws, right? So I'm not perfect in any sort of ways, but I just like to talk about how my perspective about Gen Z is. Hopefully, it is gonna be short enough and simple enough for you to understand. So I've got 3 points, and these are like the phenomena that I've just observed from my daily activities, doing my business across cities and countries. So the first reason, and the most important one in my opinion, is that Gen Z has lost their ability to critically think about each of their decisions, especially, or most importantly, actually the simplest ones. Like what to eat, where to eat, where to go after work, where to go after college. What kind of work you really want to do, like what kind of life you really want to live. If it's too broad and too abstract, something like, what cafe do you plan to go next? Those simple things. Many of you guys, especially if you are Gen Z, I believe that you ask Google or especially ChatGPT for those simple things, right? If some people see you in the way that you don't really wanna, like, they underestimate you, they see you differently, and you feel rejected. Who's gonna be the first person that you talk to? Most likely, or at least very probable, you choose to talk to ChatGPT over your parents or your siblings or your friends. So the first thing is that we lose our critical thinking ability because we rely on these technologies to decide and to make decisions to our life. I'm not saying like it's wrong to use AI or any sort of ways. I'm also aware of AI. I was like the judge of a very fun and reputable competition of AI in Duke and Harvard University. So shout out to you guys, to all my friends who have enabled me to be the judge of that amazing competition. And seeing the innovations coming from Duke and Harvard students are amazing. How many innovations can make our life simpler. We can know our health problems better. We can know about what we really need better, and we can make a more comfortable environment for ourselves, which is good. But unfortunately, there's like the unfortunate part about life, right? Is that most of the things that we really want to have in life is actually the most destructive ones. If you really like love instant noodles, or you really you really love like your latte coffee, or like your your sweet chocolates and any other snacks that you love to have while you are having stress with your work or your study, those are delicious, but that's not like the most beneficial one for our health, right? So that's also the thing that I observe with ChatGPT, AI, and those technologies that we have in our hand right now. Most of them give us the opportunity to just ask them and make them create a best decision for us, which unfortunately is based on their thinking and not our thinking. And long term, when you are working in a company, when you are making your business, when you are having your life, your adult life with your spouse, with your kids, it's not as easy, with your parents-in-law especially. You can ask your parents, it's not easy to have a parents-in-law. But the thing is, if you can't make the critical decisions, if you lose that ability to critically think about what is right, what is wrong, and how each of the information is beneficial for my life, you can't filter information, then your life gonna be most likely screwed up, because there are too many things that you think about. Overthinking. Why most Gen Zs are suffering from overthinking? For me, it's simple. Because we lose the ability to decide what is important and what is not important. Why? Because the ability to critically think has vanished. We want to know so much that we lose our ability to filter what is necessary and what is not. So first, please read more, know more things, but not only absorb, but also to think critically on what is necessary and what is not, what is important and what is not. I think if you can practice this more and more frequent, it can help us be a better generation and have a better life for ourselves. So that's the first thing, and the most important one in my opinion. Number 2 is how easy our life would be if we ask the right questions. And it is funny because asking questions is like the most basic simple survival skill that we should have, right? If we look back at ancient times and we imagine like how people in the ancient times survive facing dinosaurs, facing wild animals. They can fight tigers, they can fight lions, they can fight snakes. They don't have like house like we have that are so comfortable. They live in caves, and yet they can survive. Why? I think the most important aspect in their life, they always keep asking questions, and even if they can't find any person to give them the answer, they try to seek the answer by themselves. But the first thing is that we start with asking the right question. Now, what is the right question? For me, the right question is as simple as the question that we really want to know, and we know that those questions are important and relevant for our life. Because most of us are asking questions, but the thing is we don't really ask questions that we really want to do. We just ask questions in seminars, in classes, like in work. We just ask questions for the sake of being acknowledged, for being like noticed by the room. But are the answers related with what we really need? Most probably not. And the thing is, with social media, we love to make statements, right? We love to like say that, okay, I believe in this religion, I believe in this side of the world, I believe that this economy, this politic movement, or any sort of ways is the most the better one, the best one. You make statements that my life is screwed up, I just broke up with my girlfriend and my boyfriends, my college life is screwed up, my family is screwed up, and so on and so forth. Which is, it's your right, it's your right to use your Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatsoever to share your life. But please do notice, and if you don't notice, then please do, for the sake of your own life. Because if we lose the skill to ask like the right question that is necessary, we lose the ability to conclude what we really need, and that is very, very destructive. Because when we work, our seniors, our managers don't have all day to answer to solve our life. We are the one who needs to solve our life, and that should start with asking the right question. For instance, the first question that I asked when I first started my entrepreneurship business is why business can solve my life and make my life better. The first question that I asked when I registered to be the student of 𝒂𝒃 is that I asked why 𝒂𝒃 is the best university for me. Because if that question can be answered, then my decision would be clear. Sometimes when you start your college life, then your first question is, will I be good enough to finish the degree? Come on, it's like 4 years ahead. It's irrelevant to ask them at this point because you haven't even started anything yet. So just ask like the question that you really need at this moment and go on. Don't ask too many questions, especially those unimportant ones, right? And the last one is, for me, Gen Z, that includes me, so this is like a self-reflection also, is we should be more grateful of those who are surrounding us, of those people who give advices to us. With the technology, with ChatGPT, AI, who can give us any advice we want, and we think that because of their huge amount of data, like they are always right. The thing is, they are not. I had like a very interesting interaction with AI like a couple of days ago. I discussed about my business and I shared like my experience. And the thing is, AI keeps asking me questions. And at first sight, like, okay, this AI is now great enough to ask me like a very interesting questions. And then They keep asking, until at some point I see the patterns that they just give me the questions that intrigues me, that intrigues me, that what is the simpler words, that makes me interested to reply, but not really the questions that can improve my life, not like the question that is uncomfortable to hear, but it's important. If your body is not healthy enough, like me, like right now I'm in the process of making my life and my body better, healthier, then you would hate when you hear your parents, your friends tell you to have a diet. You would hate it, I guarantee you. You're too fat, you're like skinny fat. Do something about your body. You're like a fatso. And you will unhappy when you hear about it, right? But that's important because it makes your life clearer that you are not good enough and you have to do something. AI won't say it. Why? Because most people coming to AI to seek for comfort, not seeking for answer. And those things are repeating. So when you enter AI, when you enter those 𝒀𝒐𝒊𝒐𝒐𝒐𝒐𝒐, the answer that you're gonna get is this answer that's gonna comfort you most of the times. In some cases, it is the right answer, especially if you want to like simulate any real life situation. But in reality, if you really want to ask like what girlfriend is the best for me, is this the one? Is he or she the one? Is this business the one? Is this company the one? You won't ask it to AI, right? If you really want to invest your first 100 million rupiahs, or like your first $10,000, do I invest this in like S&P 500? Do I invest this in like Indonesian stocks or in crypto or whatsoever? You can ask for AI, you can ask to AI, but the answer would be like just like considerations and positive affirmations, those kind of things, but not like the right, the best, the most accurate answers. So we need people in our life, we need our surroundings, we need mentors, we need our family sometimes, most of the times actually. And that's why I'm very grateful for today's interaction with my aunts, with my grandma. We met like at like from 4 to like 8 p.m. of so 4 hours discussions. We had an amazing dinner and talks. But from that meeting, from that discussion, I realized that I need them. I need these people. I need my mentors. Shout out to all my mentors, my seniors who have nurtured me into what I am today. And maybe you do too. Maybe you need to be more grateful of those people around you, of those opportunities around you, because it might not exist for long. It certainly won't exist forever. So be more grateful. So those are the 3 things. It takes longer than I expect. So next video I'm gonna make it quicker, I promise you. But the 3 things is number 1, be more grateful. The last point. The first thing is be more grateful. The second point is keep asking the right question, ones that we really need to ask. And number 3 is just as Gen Z, be more respectful and just be able to to open our eyes a little bit more, because we really need it. I actually forgot like the first point. I don't make any script for this video, so I forgot the first part actually. But the general thing is that we are not screwed up. We are not like the generation that most people tell that we are doomed. We are not okay. We are great. Gen Zs are great. We are full of knowledge. We are full of information that our past generation haven't had yet. But the problem is we are not ready to be successful yet, because so many things about our characters, about our life value, about our discipline, about the way we do life hasn't been right yet. So hopefully these 3 things help you to make your life better. I'm not like a life guru or whatsoever. I just want to share and hopefully my English is good enough for you to understand. Hopefully the points are relevant enough for your life, and let me know in the comment section if this video really helps you and what improvements do I really want to make aside from the duration. I'm gonna make the duration shorter, trust me, but aside from that, what can I improve? Let me know in the comment section. So thank you so much guys. Hopefully this video helps you, and see you in the next video. Bye.